When you say generally, though, that people are angry, we have to define again. Is it, because I have also asked this question, is it the elites who are angry? Or is it the people who are angry? Because some people will say that there's a huge disconnect. And that sometimes it's when the elites are very upset about certain things happening in their quarters, that's when they involve the masses. Because if you look at it generally, if there's anybody who has really been marginalized in this country, it would be the masses. Isn't that right?
Yeah. For me, marginalization is not about north-south or east-west. Marginalization for me mainly is about the elites and the masses, the government and the people. That, for me, is the biggest marginalization we've had in this country. And out of it, people have sold us narratives that our problem is from the other side. But mostly our problem is from government. And I think, you know, like you rightly pointed out, the masses are angry. Elite anger oftentimes is colored with something. I mean, that's something I was reading El-Rufai's presentation in Chatham House, where he talked about the fact that a lot of people who are coming out to say that the structures we are drawing are not in order, some of them are people who lost out in election. I don't totally agree with him, but increasingly also you see that in this country, people get a lot more angry when they're out of government. And some of the things they speak up against, they had opportunity of fixing them when they were in government, they don't ever do it. And then they remind us, when they're out of government, that the government of the day is against us. They remind us that, oh, I didn't survive in government, oh, because I'm from this part of the country, I'm from the other part of the country. So I think the elites, some of the elites, not all of them, I have to make that clear, have tried to create a narrative that is destructive of the cohesion and the relationship across, you know, the various divides in this country, in a bid to create a space for them to progress as individuals.
If that is the case, because some people will also say that this elite masses dichotomy could be superficial. They would say that there is a maxim that says people deserve the kind of leadership they get. So do you think that we can really say that the people, the masses, really did not have a role to play in terms of the kind of leadership they have received?
We can't exonerate the masses completely. We can't exonerate the people completely. But it would be unfair to say that they deserve the kind of leadership they're getting.
Why would you say so?
Leadership is about trust. People have given their trust to some people to help them make their country better. Sometimes they don't know better than what they're expecting. It is up to the leadership not to limit the dream of this country to perhaps sometimes the flawed perceptions or flawed expectations of the people they lead. A leader should create a vision bigger than what is expected of him. So what we've had over the years is that they paint a picture or they create a reality that, in my view, tries to placate the so-called masses. And so if people get angry with your government, what do? You share rice. If people get angry with your government, you build a road in their community and you move on. So that idea of patting people in the back to calm them down without allowing them the opportunity to see a world bigger than the one they know. So I think there has been a concerted effort by progressive leadership in this country to create a reality that makes it easy for them to loot, to do whatever they want, and get the people to be, slightly happy. And I think that is a tragedy.
Now, some people also say that is in the system. I recall having a conversation recently with, I think it was Osisa Chidoka, and he was saying that he really supported President Goodluck Jonathan when he made that proposal for, I think, a single tenure for presidents and governors, because he believes that would actually give time. Do you think it's in the nature of the current system, I mean, the democratic system that we have of 4 years and nothing more? Because they believe that in the second, third year, you're already thinking of elections. Just yesterday, it's 2017, just yesterday, the governor of Ekiti declared to be president of this country. Do you think we're already in electioneering season? And, as such, from the experience of Nigeria, nothing begins to get done when we enter the election season.
But look at it also this way. What if, because of the election season that is coming up, governors begin to respond to their people, begin to do new projects, begin to build schools, begin to be accountable to the people simply because they want their vote, simply because they want the people to believe in them.
Assuming we had a system where taxes was what we depended on to be able to build some of those things that we talk about, do you think that they'll be willing to tax the people more as a result of that?
I mean, a lot of people claim that taxes allow people to get more interested in government because this is our resource.
You don't agree?
Not entirely. Not entirely. I think, yes, it helps, but I don't think the whole idea of accountability is going to be built on the fact that people are paying taxes. People still pay taxes and don't care about what government is doing. They move on with their lives. What I think is fundamental is that we are creating, excitingly, a new generation of Nigerians who are interested in how government is working and who are asking questions. The level of docility we've seen in the country in the past is fast giving way. The youths are angry, they're asking questions. You know, when you go to the blogs fair, people are talking and making, you know. So I think increasingly we are getting people to be interested in how government works. I'm
going to ask you to hold your thoughts for us, because we'll come back and wrap up this conversation in just a moment. Please stay with us. Well, we still have with us in the studio Mr. Jude Ilo, who is the country officer and head of Office Open Society Initiative for West Africa. Our closing moments with you. Nigeria is going to be 57 on Sunday, the 1st of October. What are your thoughts moving forward? If you were to assess us, I mean, I know that you're a research-based person, but if you were to assess us as a Nigerian, as somebody who has experienced this country through growth, would you say that we're doing badly? Or would you say that we're not doing well at all in any facet of our lives?
I would say I'm disappointed.
You are?
I'm disappointed with the quality of leadership we've experienced in this country. I'm disappointed with the elites who have thought more about their own self-preservation rather than preserving the country. I'm also disappointed with the masses who have, you know, given some level of docility that have allowed our leaders to believe that they can do anything and get away with it. However, I'm also excited by the opportunities that are emerging. The fact that Nigerians are beginning to ask questions. The fact that we're beginning to realize that we deserve better. And as a country, we can do better. And our problems are not in our laws. Yeah, there could be hiccups here and there. I think our problem has been more of leadership. Because even within the very problematic constitution that we have not even shown fidelity to that document. We are not even implemented in such a way that our people can benefit from it. I think that in spite of the challenges of our union, in spite of the contradictions of our constitution, if we are true to it, our country, our people will be in a better place. This does not remove the fact that we need to have a conversation about our structure, but we cannot pin our problems on just our structure. A larger portion of our problem rests on how we've been able to manage our resources and manage ourselves as a people.
So, moving forward, what would you be saying to Nigerians on the street who are watching, Nigerians who are watching the shooting, might not necessarily be on the streets, might be in their houses, going to their jobs or at their offices? My
message is that we have to be hopeful. My message is that we have to start asking questions, uncomfortable questions. My message is that we have to be true to ourselves, that we're doing what we're supposed to do as citizens, and that we're asking the people who have elected to do the right thing by us. And when they don't, we need to impose political consequences. My final point is that we should not look for our problems on the other side. We should not look for our problems or the source of our problems across the divide. The chief source of our challenges in this country is bad governance. Let's not be hating each other. Let us focus our energy and anger to the people who have held us down, those who we have given our votes over the years.
Well, we have to thank you most kindly for coming on Sunrise Daily and sharing your very honest and candid thoughts with us.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Jude Ilo, who is the country officer and head of Office Open Society Initiative for West Africa, OSIWA.